Hiya, it's Linda Lee, and I have a Facebook Marketplace purchase that I'd like to share. It was presented as a crafter's lot of junk jewelry, so most of it supposedly is broken. I did go through a lot of it just to kind of untangle it to get into, to what we have here. And a lot of it is actually in fairly decent shape. But yes, there are a lot of broken pieces. So when you get a crafter's lot, expect that the majority of it is going to be broken. So I've got a couple of pieces in here I'm going to show you real quick that I know for certain are intact. This one right here is one of them, and I was actually kind of really excited. When I ordered it, they always give you a kind of a picture representation, and I really didn't remember what was in this little batch. But if I could get this to lay right, here we go. It's like a 3-tiered necklace of little coins. So it's just a whole bunch of brass toned coins on 3 different chains, so they hang at different levels. So this is fully intact, but I was really kind of excited to see it because I have a small little project that I'm working on in my jewelry with a bracelet. Let me show you real quick. This is going to be another video in the making for these bracelets, but I want to show them to you anyway because then you kind of see what I'm talking about. This is, as you can see, from a pair of jeans. And what I did is I trimmed it and I stuck memory wire up inside. So if you can see, this side is curled here. This one shows a little better. So what I had to do is, so that the sharper end of the wire would feed through, I curled it so that this rounded edge is what slid through. And then I just kind of shoved it. It was actually pretty labor intensive to get the wire all the way through, especially on this one because this is a longer piece. And the fraying that's on here is natural fraying from being laundered. So once I trimmed the piece off of the jeans, what I did is I threw all the pieces that I was going to retain and use for different projects. I threw them in the washing machine. So that's why we have this nice fraying on here. But what I want to do is, I was thinking on hand sewing some charms all the way around this so that it would have these little charms on the edge, not the chain but the charms. But actually I could hand stitch the chain right over onto the denim, couldn't I? And then if I didn't like it, I could always just snip it and then take the charms off and sew them on. So now I don't know what I want to do. But that project is down the road. It's just something I've had in my head. I randomly go back to this so that I could get the wire all the way through. And this one, the wire that was sticking out, I actually already coiled it, if you can see, so that it wasn't sticking out, which is what I'll do with this one too. And then I'll probably hang a charm on the ends. So then, yeah, then it's just a wrap bracelet. And can kind of, I always like to kind of wear them so that they look a little haphazard, as opposed to, 3, even rows. So, but you can wear it. Some people are more symmetrical and want to see, something that's a little more symmetrical. So yeah, that's kind of a work in progress. This is my second time filming this, by the way, too, because for whatever reason I filmed 3 videos earlier today and I had no sound. So I think, and I'm hoping, that I got some sound going on with this one. And here is another one that is intact. These beads here, these matted black ones, are actually rubber. And then these Chinese crystal, the jet black ones, those are actually acrylic, so they're plastic. Nice and lightweight. And then these bugle pieces, bugle, is that what they're called? I think so, bugle pieces. These are glass. That one's wearable as well as it is, but I'll probably take that one apart. I like those little rubber daisies. This here is broken. So you can see there's no clasp on this at all. This is very lightweight and plastic. It's got some little round faceted pieces and then these flat pieces, which are really cool. That'll look really pretty with any kind of shabby chic something or other. This one is also rubber and does not have the clasps. So this one must have had the clasp more on the side. I don't know, because it's kind of lopsided otherwise. But this here is pretty cool. It's hollow. And these, like I said earlier, are also rubber beads. The whole thing is nice and lightweight. This here, these are plastic beads. They look like little pearls. And then these pieces here are metal. So you can kind of see the little holes in them. I'm not sure what it was. It's not quite long enough to be a bracelet. So, I don't know. Kind of cool though. I like these pieces. Those will come out for sure. And I love this color brown. So, I'll probably reuse all these. So what isn't broken, I'll pretty much take apart. And then I believe the rest of this lot, oh no, this blue piece right here is one piece. So this is a charm necklace. And it's got all kinds of little seaside items. Lobster claw. But we've got some plastics, a couple of little glass crystals, and then these little metal charms, and some dyed shells. Looks like mother of pearl that have been dyed blue. And yeah. So it's really kind of nice because if I wanted to use these as charms, they already have the jump rings on them and everything. They're all just kind of attached to a second string of chain right here. So the 2 chains have jump rings holding them together, so I have extra jump rings. And then I have the charms that I can put on something different, whether it be in a journal, a snippet. That's what I do with a lot of the broken pieces. I have them kind of set aside to put in snippets. But what I want to do with like some of the brooch type pieces, so what I'm talking about is things like this and this. These pieces here, they look like they might have gone together in some piece of jewelry. But what I want to do with these is create like a fabric flip lookbook type of thing and put all of my brooches in it or similar pieces. Like this piece would go in there. So These are elements for bracelets, so you can see a double strand of wire or elastic. This was probably from an elastic bracelet as well. But what I want to do is, if you saw my last thrift video, basically I hit the Shabby Chic Jackpot and found a bunch of stuff. This here is a placemat that I took the seams out of the edges and cut in half. So one placemat makes 2 soft pages, and I had 4, so I really have 8 pages for this brooch or pin book. But what I'm going to do is probably kind of, not necessarily quilt, but I'll put a soft something in the middle and another piece of like vintage cotton and pieces of lace, and make kind of like a fabric collage out of each page, because I have other things that I can add to it as well. So this I actually got in a project swap, and I think I have 1 or 2 more over here that I can show you. Oh, see this French comb? I want to put that in there too. Isn't that pretty? This is not vintage, but it's made to look older. It's just beautiful, and I think it would look really cute on a larger snippet. And then this here is kind of like a locket, and what it does is it holds a fragrance piece inside. That's what I want to do. I have usually with my junk jewelry, I keep them in, you know, like containers like this, but I can't see what's in there, you know, as far as like wanting to have access to little shiny elements or brooches. So that's what my thought is on this project. That'll be another video. So, but I have some other journaling type projects to finish first before the summer's out. So, but that's one of the things that I want to do. And let me show you some of the other cool elements that were in this. And then I'll end it with a little slideshow. So this right here, this I believe is an actual gemstone. It's rose quartz. And then these here are Chinese crystals. None of this is plastic in any way. If you can see it, those colors probably get lost with each other. All of these elements will look amazing in a little lace snippet, or something that's, you know, a shabby chic in vibe. Did you hear the thunder? We got a storm coming. There's always a storm coming here, I swear. At least this time of year. So that's that little bit. And then there's a lot of loose ones in this particular purchase as well. I've got little pieces of broken findings, so I don't know what this went to, but I can reuse, you know, that lobster claw. There's a lot of little spacer beads that are in here. Some of them are plastic and some of them are metal. Look at these little things. These are kind of expensive if you need to buy a bunch of them. I think there were like 2 or 3 in here. So let's see if I can hold them up so you can see them. Where's my camera? And then these are gemstones as well. These are, well, not gemstones, they're like semi-precious. These are pieces of agate that are flat on one side, so they call those cabochons. But I can do some kind of wire wrapping or glue them into a project. One single piece of jasper, so I've got that. These are plastic, and this is definitely broken. Let me show you. It's got a cool couple pieces of element though, so I've got another one of these little circle pieces, kind of like the gold that was in the you know, the rose quartz piece, this one here. So more circle pieces. Those end up in my crocheted jewelry most times. But this little element right here too, this little guy, that's pretty cool as well. And again, another good lobster claw. It's just the rest of it is broken. So these are really pretty. And they're already on wires, so they could easily just become charms because they're already a lot of the work is already done. So that too, if you're not real good at doing the wire work, buying some of this kind of jewelry, the wires are already in place, so all you have to do then is string them or stitch them onto your projects because the charms are already made. What else? This here is plastic. It looks like a metal piece. It's really lightweight, so that's pretty cool. And this chain is a working chain. And this piece here is all broken. So this right here, these are the individual elements that were probably all strung together to make, I'm assuming this was probably some kind of bracelet. I don't know. It's kind of a hot mess right now. So I'll probably cut that cord because I don't think there's any untangling it. And then it's got these two heavy metal beads on the ends. But these are really pretty. Yeah, bring these closer to you too so you can kind of see it. So anyway, this here is all plastic. It looks like it used to be part of a necklace. It's got two bits here that it would be threaded through, but that'll be really easy to stitch onto something. So I showed you this already and these already. This here is the only single element that I believe is more expensive. I think this is a Swarovski bead. I'll look up how much these are to purchase. This particular cut is going to be more expensive than a lot of others, and it's a fairly good size too. So, but it's beautiful. I have other Swarovski crystals that I'll put it with so that I can use it. But all of these little pearls are plastic, and I do have some random pieces of crystals that are they are Chinese crystal, I should say. These are acrylic, but they're really cute. I've been wanting to put together a pink and yellow bracelet, one of the memory wire ones. So I'll probably take this apart because I don't think I have any little beads that are that color. Otherwise, that'll be really pretty with pink and lighter yellow. I think that's pretty much it, other than, you know, random things. This little element here, you can see it. Larger hold. It's got little rhinestones all the way around. This is another bracelet piece. It's got some holes in the sides. But that would be pretty even on a smaller, more dainty snippet. I've got some random earrings. I'll bring it up. I brought other stuff up, so. And this one here, I'm not sure what I'll do with this one, but if I do any kind of bluish type journal, I'll probably use that as like some kind of decorative element. And this piece here is definitely broke. But each of these elements has its own little circle bits. So this could be easily stitched, you know, take them apart and stitch to something as well. So that's kind of cool. Now these are earrings. And this one's really pretty. It's got little diamonds or rhinestones, whatever, all the way around. But there's only one and it's broken. So what I usually do with stuff like this, even with this one, because this one is really large, but there's a lot of ladies out there that have bigger hands and wrists that can't wear, you know, traditional size jewelry. So what I usually do with this is I wrap them and make like boho type bracelets, bangles and stuff. And with the chindi rugs that, you know, the whole big craze, we all just took rugs apart. I have some of those silks. Let me show you that real quick. So here is one. Here's a couple few. So this is what I do with those. Let me open this up so there's not so much distracting underneath. So these are sari silk, and when we were making all of our masks last year, I had extra pieces of t-shirt. Let me grab that so you can see it. So when everybody was running out of elastic, what I did is I cut like 1-inch strips from a t-shirt, and then I pulled them tight, and I was using these as my strings and my mask. Well, I have a whole bunch of extra ones, so this is kind of what I was doing with them. I was taking old bangle type bracelets or earrings and wrapping them with this and some sari silk. So now that we have all kinds of sari silk because of these little rugs that we took apart, I have even more that I can make, and then I just added a little metallic string. But that again is another different video to get to. But I wanted to show you, you know, that's something that you can do with the big hoop earrings. See, this is way too big for me. My wrist, I only really wear like a 7.5 bracelet, and so this would be small. So this would be like for a juvenile. And then this would be somebody who has bigger hands. This is probably maybe 8.5 inches in diameter. This one's probably more like 6. Maybe, yeah, probably 6, maybe 7. So that's that. And that's pretty much everything that I had in that little Facebook Marketplace purchase. They pretty much range pretty dramatically in price. This one I got, it was, to be honest with you, I don't even really remember now. It wasn't expensive because I kind of try and keep everything on the cheap, you know what I mean, inexpensively. So that's all I got for you. Until next time, my friends. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.